First pitch from Aria, and we are having internet here today. There's a bunt. Picked up by Chevy at third. Throw to first in time for out number one. 5-3 goes that put out, and there's one out. That'll bring up the shortstop, Hodgkinson, for Utica. First pitch from Aria, outside, ball one. Here's the 1-0 to Hodgkinson. Grabbed by Liz. And there are two outs. So with two outs, that brings up number 20, third base player. I can't read Coach's handwriting, but I'm going to say Scaldone or something not even close to that. Check swing, ball, 1-0 on Scaldone. Aria sets and deals. And that one bounces on the plate. Ball 2-0. Two balls and no strikes on number 20. There's two outs here in the top of the first inning. Monsters are the number 2 seed. Utica Junior Comets, the number 3 seed. It's 3-0 to this number 3 hitter. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Swung on and popped up. Second base, Big Mac back and makes the grab. And 1-2-3 go the Utica Junior Comets. Coming up in the first inning for the Monsters, it's Maddie, Hannah, Riley, Ella, and Chevy. Coming up. And it is 11 a.m. on Sunday. That is American Airlines flight. I don't remember the number, but it's coming in from Washington, D.C., as it does every Sunday. All right, starting pitcher for Utica Comets, number 2, Rafferty. And leading off, center fielder, Maddie. Here's the first pitch from Rafferty. And Maddie fouls that one off, strike one. No balls and one strike on Maddie. Coach Joe, happy Father's Day to you. That's in there. Call strike 2. 0-2 on Maddie. The 0-2 from Rafferty. Low and outside, 1-2. Rafferty gets her pitch, crouches down low, rips one in there. It's high, strike 3. Ball gets away from the catcher. Maddie hustles down first, and she is safe at first base. So it is a K, and an E2 allows Maddie to reach first. So with no outs, that brings up Hannah. Got Maddie on first, Hannah at the plate, no outs. Bunt pulls back, runner goes, and Hannah is safe as that ball goes into the outfield. Stolen base for, and I do believe that's ball one on Hannah. I think she pulled back in time. Can't tell because the American Airlines flight from Chicago just arrived. That's in there for a strike. I think it's 1-1. That's in there. So yeah, it must be 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Here's the 1-2 to Hannah. Hannah swings, pops this one up, goes to second base for the out. So with 1 out, that brings up Riley Trude. So 1 out and a runner on second for the Monsters in the bottom of the first inning. 0-0. Here's Riley Trude to bat. First pitch to Riley gets tattooed out to center field. Center fielder exactly where she's supposed to be, makes the out. Tagging up and going to third is Maddie. So it's a productive out for Riley. And it's going to be tough for Riley to hit a 310-foot home run. That brings up Ella Precision with 2 outs and a runner on third. First pitch to Ella, low, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Ella. Swing and a miss. Way early on that one. 1-1. 1-1 to Ella. That one goes behind her, gets away. Here comes Maddie, play at the plate, not in time, and the ball gets away. It's 1-0 Monsters and a 2-1 count for Ella. Look at how dirty Maddie is. Good thing we're not wearing white pants today. Never coming clean again. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Ella. Nope. Time call. Umpires. 2-1 high. 3-1 to Ella. So 3 balls and 1 strike on Ella. Did we grab any? I think I have Tyler now. Ma, you got ibuprofen? Just for your head, or? Oh, I broke my pen. Yeah, load him up. So Ella works a walk, and that brings up Chevy to the plate. Runner on first, 2 outs, 1-0 Monsters. There's a pitch, and that's in there. Call strike 1. Here's the 0-1 to Chevy. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So Rafferty here is one strike away from getting Utica out of this inning with just giving up one run. Here's the 0-2. And swing and a miss, strike three, and that'll do it. But the Monsters squeeze out a run, and after one inning of play, they lead the Utica Junior Comets by a score of 1-0. Coming up in the top of the second inning, it's Barker, Zura, I don't know, DeJura, and Knackley. Barker, DeJura, and Knackley coming up. So looking at the weather today, 0 thoughts of wearing shorts.
I know. I wore sweatshirts, so put it off. Yesterday I went to the store, not yesterday, before yesterday, went to the store and buy one of those little socks, 10 in a pack for $6. I wore a pair last night. There's a hole in the heel. I bought them for Florida. So it's okay. One wearing garbage.
All right, warm-ups are done. In steps Barker. She's a designated hitter, meaning she's not playing the field. She's only batting. First pitch in there called strike one. There's the 0-1 from Aria. Swing and a miss, strike two. No balls and 2 strikes on Barker. And that pitch misses, ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Aria. Swing and a miss, strike three. That's the first strikeout of the day for Aria Heath. A strikeout brought to you by all the fathers of the world on this Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you. That pitch in there, strike one. This is DeJura. Kenzie is her name. We're going to stick with that. There's the 0-1 to Kenzie. Swung on, lifted out into right field. Liv's going to have to play that on a hop. Not enough time to make the throw to first. And Kenzie has herself a single. So with 1 out, there's a runner on first. Here's Knackley, the left fielder, number 12 for Utica. Looking to move Kenzie over to second. That's her job. Here's the pitch from Aria. Low. Ball gets away from G. And Kenzie takes second, and it's ball one. 1-0 with a runner on second now. A single through the infield. Could score a run here. That pitch must have been outside. Ball two. 2-0 on Knackley. Two zero in there. 2-1 on Knackley. It's Abby Knackley. The 2-1. Swing and a miss by Abby. And it is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 to Knackley. Swing and a miss, strike three. It's 2 strikeouts this inning for Aria. That'll bring up the starting pitcher, Rafferty. There's the first pitch for Rafferty. Misses outside, ball one. First base coach, nervous. You can tell by the way he paces around. So wing and a miss, 1-1. It's possible that Kenzie is his daughter, judging by the way he's pacing. Hoping she scores, maybe? Maybe not. Swung on. This is lifted into the outfield, and it drops in front of Maddie. Maddie throws home, and the ball gets by G. Oh, it was so close to a perfect throw. So close. And Rafferty has an RBI single and goes to second on the throw. And this game is tied at 1 with 2 outs and a runner on second here for the Utica Junior Comets in the top of the second inning. Here is the center fielder. I think it's Ponte. First pitch swinging, popped up, out of play. No, it's fair. It lands fair. Throw home. Oh, goes off the end of G's glove. Got another close one. Ponte has an RBI single, ends up on second, and Utica now leads 2-1 here in the top of the second inning. Here's the catcher, Mia Matat. First pitch is a strike. And there's a ground ball that gets through into center field. Maddie picks it up. She throws this in, and it gets thrown away. That's going to allow Mia to get all the way to third. There was no way that Maddie could have gotten her out. And that's an RBI single, and Mia ends up at third base. Bottom of the order coming up huge for Utica. Coach Dave going out to have a talk with his girls. It is now 3-1 in favor of Utica. So the throws home, they were close, not close enough. One thing I did not hear was any instruction to the outfielders as to where to throw, to hit the cutoff or throw home or go to second. I didn't hear any advice from anybody on the field. What's that? So that brings us to the top of the order. Here's number 19, Chloe Rowan. First pitch swinging, strike one. So Lazaro is not batting. She's playing right field, but is the flex player, only batting 9. That pitch in there, called strike 2, 0-2 on Chloe Rowan. Chloe bunted out to third. She won't be bunting here. Swung on, ground ball to third, fielded by Chevy. Throw to first in time for out number 3. So the run does not score because of the force, but Utica picks up 3 runs in their half of the second inning. Home half coming up, and we will see the bats of Liv, Kenzie, Lizzie, and Aria. It's another big plane. It's either from D.C. or Philly. No, it could be Charlotte. Oh, it could be Charlotte coming in. The 11:25 from Charlotte for American Airlines. So that last warm-up pitch gets away from the catcher, Mia Matat, and the umpire just stood there. And a lot of umpires will give the catcher a fresh ball for her to throw down to second while he goes and picks up that loose ball just to keep things moving along. But anyway, here's Liv, the right fielder, to get things started for the Monsters in the bottom half of the second inning. First pitch to Liv, punch out to left field. Oh, and that beats the left fielder. She's racing down after it. Liv comes around second. Liv is coming in. Here's the relay to the shortstop. Throw in, and she missed her. She missed her. Oh, she missed her. Oh, no. I would recommend appealing. That tag came after she touched the base. So that was a 7-6-5 put out for out number 1. Oh, well. Here's a pitch to Kenzie. That one bounces, ball 1. It'd be real cool if we had somebody on third right now. So here's the 1-0 to Big Mac. And there's a Delta flight coming in. I don't know what flight that is. I never worked for them. I did work for American Airlines, though. That's ball 2. It's high. It's a Big Mac. That pitch is high and outside, 3-0. The 3-0 pitch shows bunt, pulls back. Ball 4. Big Mac hustling down. She can turn and go to second. She's not going to. So runner at first with 1 out. Here's Lizzie, the designated hitter. Here's the pitch from Rafferty. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1 by Lizzie. Here's the 0-1 from Rafferty. That's in there. Strike 2. 0-2 on Lizzie. No balls and 2 strikes for Big Mac. The outfield is deep. And it's called strike 3. Not a very animated umpire here. And there's 2 outs in the bottom of the second with a runner on first. That'll bring up the pitcher, Aria Heath. Here's the first pitch to Aria. It's low. Throw back behind. Big Mac comes into right field. McKenzie's going. Here's the throw from right field, and it is just thrown in, which was the right move to do. So I forgot if that was a ball or a strike. We'll find out. We'll figure. And it swung on, and this is going to drop down foul. And it is 1 ball and 1 strike on Aria. Got Big Mac on second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Swing and a miss by Aria. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Monsters trail by 2. Here in the second inning. Here's the pitch. And Aria swings and misses. Strike 3 for out number 3. And that'll do it. Monsters unable to plate anyone. After 2 innings of play, it is the Utica Junior Comets 3 and the Monsters 1. Coming up to bat in the top of the 3rd inning for Utica, it's the 2-3-4 batters, Hodgkinson, Sheldon, and Barker.
Liv, I thought you were safe. And then she did. Yeah. It's all right. Karma comes, kid. Don't you worry about it.
All right, warm-ups are done. Aria is ready. Here is Hodgkinson. She hit a line drive to right field her last at-bat. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Hodgkinson reaches for this one, and that's a foul ball. No balls and 2 strikes. No balls and 2 strikes to Hodgkinson. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Aria. Outside, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Keith to Hodgkinson. It's a changeup, and it's lifted into the air, and Liv underneath it makes the grab, just like last time. There's 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. That'll bring up Sheldon. She popped out to second base. Her last at-bat. Big Mac made that catch. She's not wearing the same pants as everybody else. Either she doesn't have black pants or her parents didn't get the text. This ball is laced out. Oh, that's going to split the outfielders and go back. If there was a fence, it would go all the way to the fence. Ball gets thrown in by Maddie, and it's a 1-out double for Sheldon. That'll bring up Barker. Barker struck out swinging her first at-bat just last inning. Here she is with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. First pitch in there for a strike. This guy's killing me. Here's the 0-1 outside, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Barker. Swung on, and this goes to short. Hannah Fields' throw to first is in time for out number 2. So Barker does her job. I think her name is Kennedy. Oh, no. Well, that's Kenzie coming up next. Never mind. But Barker does her job and moves the runner over to third at least. Now with 2 outs, here is Kenzie Zura. She got the first hit for Utica and scored their first run. This pitch to her is fouled off. That's strike number 1. Here's the 0-1 to Kenzie. Low 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch from Aria in there for strike number 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kenzie. Here's the pitch from Aria. That's high, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes on Kenzie. Here's the pitch from Aria. Swung on, popped up, and that's going to go out of play. Oh, and Coach Travis unable to make the grab. Two balls, 2 strikes on Kenzie. Swung on and hits a Mac. Oh, Big Mac not able to play it on the hop. Run scores. That's an E4 on Conti. It is now 4-1 Utica. So here's Abby Knackley. She struck out swinging her first at bat. Pitch low and inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 from Aria. Inside and low, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch swung on, ground ball is short. Hannah knocks it down. Throw to first is in time for out number 3. But Utica squeezes out another run after 2.5 innings. It's Utica 4 and the Monsters 1. Coming up for the Monsters in the bottom of the 3rd inning, it is the top of the order, Maddie, Hannah, and Riley coming up. All right, here is Maddie batting for her 2nd time against Rafferty. Utica leads 4-1. This is the home half of the 3rd. Monsters looking to inch their way back here into this game. First pitch from Rafferty's belted down the right field, and the right fielder coming over just misses that ball in foul territory. Good effort by Lazaro. And it's strike 1 on Maddie. Here's the 0-1 to Maddie. Changeup, and she fouls this one off, and that dad makes the catch. Oh, what a Father's Day present for him. And it's 0-2 on Maddie. Sets and deals. Another foul ball. Well, I just noticed that Rafferty's a lefty. Lefty gave this Utica team a run for their money yesterday in their third game of the day. That game went a full 7 innings. They came back in the 7th to win it 3-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Rafferty. Low and outside, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Maddie fouls another one, staying alive. Rafferty sets herself in the circle, delivers the 1-2 pitch again to Maddie, and it's a big swing and a miss on a riser, strikeout. And that's out number 1 here in the top of the third. That'll bring up Hannah Simmons to the plate. First pitch to Hannah's outside, 1-0. I can't hear any monsters cheering. Oh, and that one hit her. That's the first hit batsman of the game. We'll see how Aria responds next inning. So Hannah on first. Here's Riley Trude. Pitches outside, and it gets away from the catcher, and that allows Hannah to go to second. She rounds second. That's all she's going to go. 1-0 to Riley. So Riley's got a runner in scoring position now. There's the 1-0, up and out, 2-0. Riley tattooed the ball, but it was caught by the center fielder, Ponte, who was playing exceptionally deep. This one's popped up short in the infield. Third base player coming over makes the catch. Shortstop slides over to cover third, so Hannah cannot advance. And it's 2 outs here in the bottom of the third with a runner on second for Ella Persegin. Ella walked in her first plate appearance. Was left stranded at first, back in the first. First pitch to Ella. Misses, ball 1. You have to wait for the umpire to write a postcard and mail it to me to let me know what the count is. Here's the 1-0 from Rafferty. Up and in at 2-0. It took 5 pitches for Rafferty to walk Ella last at bat. She's 2-0 here. And that ball is fouled off, 2-1. One strike to Persegin. Rafferty has her pitch call, delivers, and Ella pops this one into center field. Center fielder running in, not able to make the catch. 1 run scores as Hannah crosses, and Ella has herself a 2-out RBI single. That'll bring up Chevy to the plate. Chevy struck out swinging. The Monsters are 2 runs behind. It is 4-2 here in the bottom of the third. Pitch from Rafferty. And Chevy live into the outfield, into left field. And the Monsters have 2 outs and runners at first and second now for Liv. Back-to-back singles for the Monsters. Liv last time hit a ball so far. It was called out on third. And I still don't believe the third base player has tagged her yet. But I'm not hurt. I'm wearing a black shirt today. Here's the first pitch to Liv from Rafferty. High, ball 1. A nice job framing back there by Mia Matat. Love the effort. Here's the 1-0 from Rafferty. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, 1 run in. And this one has popped up. Rafferty looking for it. And it's caught by the second base player. Comes in out of nowhere. Chloe Rowan making the grab to end the pressure from the Monsters. But the Monsters do pick up a run, and after 3 innings of play, it's a 4-2 Utica lead. Coming up for Utica, it's their 7, 8, 9 batters, Rafferty, Ponte, and Mia Matat coming up. It's a plan, kid. Smile, Liv. You're playing softball. This is fun. You could be sitting in an algebra regents. You want to do that? You want to go do an algebra regents right now? I'm getting my stack. Right? This is way more fun than that. Could be mowing the lawn, pulling weeds. Right. This is better. Enjoy. Smile, kid. All right, Gigi Rafferty up to bat. Aria deals. Rafferty, foul. And it's picked up in foul territory by G. It was spinning along the foul line. So 0-1 on Rafferty. That pitch misses, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 from Aria. Popped up by Rafferty. G looking for it, not going to get there. Ella, G, they didn't want to run into each other. I didn't want to see them run into each other. 1 ball and 2 strikes. First base coach trying to show Gigi how to hit like a girl. I don't think he heard me. That was a funny joke, though. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Rafferty. Aria sets. Rips it. Another pop-up. G looks for it behind the plate and makes the catch. Mia Ponte. Lays down a bunt, goes out of the field by Chevy. Throw over. Big Mac covering. Or out number 2. 5-4 goes that put out, and there are 2 outs. That'll bring up Mia Matat. Mia had an RBI single, left stranded at third, back in the second. She had the last RBI of the inning. Pitch from Aria, swung on, ground ball to Big Mac. She gets her butt down, makes the play, and it's a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 4th. After 3.5, it's still 4-2 Utica. Coming up for the Monsters in the bottom half of the 4th inning, it's Big Mac, Lizzie, Aria, and then top of the order, Maddie, Hannah, Riley, and Ella coming up. Yeah, I don't think so. We'll see. I don't think she's playing this game at all.
Yeah. Oh my God, my kid did it last night. He left the game when you're
All right, bottom of the fourth inning. G pretty still in the circle. And here is Big Mac Mackenzie Conti coming to the plate. Here's the first pitch of the inning from Rafferty. Misses outside, ball one. Here's the 1-0. Check swing, misses, ball two. So this umpire no longer sending me postcards. He's using the Pony Express to let me know what the calls are. Here's the 2-0 from Rafferty. Low, 3-0. I could have swore this umpire called some of those strikes before, but we'll take it as Monsters fans. So 3 balls and no strikes. Rafferty drops the rosin bag. Conti shows bunt, pulls back, called, strike one. She was showing bunt just to make the third baseman move. That ball, Rafferty hadn't thrown a strike yet this inning. You don't want to swing. But now 3-1, she's going to be green lighted. And that's ball 4. So back-to-back walks on Mackenzie. She walked back in the second, left stranded at second. Here she's walked to start off the fourth. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Lizzie. Here's the 0-1 on Lizzie. She went down looking her last at-bat. She fouls this one out of play. Strike 2, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes on Lizzie. And she pops this one up out of play. Duck and cover. Everybody looking for their 6th grade desk to hide underneath. And it's still 0-2 on Lizzie. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that one bowls across the plate. Ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Lizzie. Here's the pitch from Rafferty. And Liz for 1 onto first, not in time. So they get the lead runner. Lizzie reaches on a fielder's choice. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And Aria Heath is coming up to bat with a runner on first. Aria struck out swinging her first plate appearance. Waiting for the umpire to correct his equipment. He's ready to go. Signals to the field umpire that he's good. She's good. Rafferty sets and deals. First pitch to Aria. Low for a ball. Throw behind Mackenzie. And she dives back safe. Here's the 1-0 to Aria. Oh, misses outside. 2-0. Utica coach got a semi-warning there. Big swing and a miss. Aria decided to swing after that ball passed her. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike. 1 out, runner on first. Here's the pitch to Aria. And that one bounces across the plate, and Lizzie goes, and there is no throw. 3 balls and 1 strike to Aria. Great heads-up base running by Lizzie, taking advantage and scooting her way down to second, putting herself in scoring position as the Monsters trail by 2 here in the bottom of the 4th. That is called strike 2. Aria was hoping it was a ball. Must have been borderline. Probably not, though. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And that misses, ball 4. Aria works a walk. And that'll bring up Maddie to the plate. And we're going to get a courtesy runner for Aria in the form of Dan-Dalin. Let's see if Estelle can pick up Lizzie and run home with her. So here's Maddie. She struck out swinging twice, but the first time the catcher dropped the ball and she reached on it. Here, this first pitch is a strike. 0-1 on Maddie. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and hit into right field. Lazaro's going to let it bounce in front of her. Couple of bobbles. Lizzie's go around third. She's going to score. Estelle's at third. Ball gets away. Here comes Estelle. She slides in, and it's a tie ball game. All right. Thank you. So that was another great slide by Estelle. Are these for us? So hard to choose.
These ones are filled. Those
Yep.
are not. These ones are
I'm going to take this one here. It's calling to me. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? Putting your bare feet in the grass connects you with the earth, and you feel so good. It grounds you, clears your electrons. It's so nice for the body. Not socks. Socks get holes in them. Well, when I go walk somewhere, I will. But I'm just standing here, so I know there's nothing to hurt my feet. Thank you, though. I appreciate the concern. So that is 2 RBIs for Maddie. And that'll bring up Hannah to the plate. And that's also why the courtesy runner for the pitcher is so valuable, especially when you've got your fastest runner benched. Good play by Coach Dave. And the ball misses, ball 1. We have ourselves a tie ball game here in the 4th. And with 1 out, we got a lot of momentum behind the Monsters. It's monster momentum! Here's the 1-0 to Hannah. Oh, she turns away from that one, and the umpire agrees, ball 2. The 2-0s up and out, 3-0. Three balls and no strikes on Hannah. Tie ball game, runner on second. Hannah's got the green light here. I would give it to her. Shows bunt. Nope. Pulls back. That's ball 4. Runners at first and second now for Riley Trude. Now we are playing on converted baseball diamonds here. So the fence is at 310 feet. Typical for baseball. Extreme for softball. Their fences are normally 220, 250. Hard shot to third. Ground ball. And she's out at third. So it's a fielder's choice. Riley to reach. Maddie's out 5-6 for out number 2. So we got runners at first and second with 2 outs for Ella Persegin. First pitch to Ella, called strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Ella ahead of that one. Gigi Rafferty took something off. So no balls and 2 strikes on Ella Persegin. Here's the pitch, and Ella sends this one up into the air. Left fielder coming over, makes the grab for out number 3. But the Monsters tie it up in their half of the 4th inning. And after 4 innings of play, we are tied at 4 runs each. Coming up in the top of the 5th inning for Utica, it's the top of the order. Chloe Rowan, Hodgkinson, and Sheldon coming up. All right, here is the leadoff hitter, Chloe Rowan. She is 0 for 2 with a bunt ground out to third and a swinging ground out to third. Let's see if she hits this ball to anybody besides Chevy. Swung on, ground ball, and this goes back to Aria. She throws over to Ella for out number 1. So Rowan slowly making her way across the diamond. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 5th. That'll bring up Hodgkinson. She lined out to right field and popped out to right field. Pitch to Hodgkinson, comes to right field. And now it's just a little too short. Livy not able to get in time. And it's a 1-out single for Hodgkinson. So with 1 out and a runner on first, here's Sheldon. Sheldon popped out to second and hit a double. I don't remember where that double went to. I think it went to center field. Here's the pitch from Aria, and it goes out to center field. Oh, that's going to beat Maddie. Maddie's hustling after it. Picks this ball up, gets this into Big Mac. Mac grabs this ball, turns, throws to second. And Utica takes the lead here in the 5th inning. It's an RBI double for Sheldon. And she continues to crush that ball. So with one out and a runner on second to run in, here's Barker. Barker struck out and grounded out to short. First pitch, ground ball to first, picked up by Ella. She takes it herself, and Sheldon moves to third. So Barker moves the runner over again. And that brings up Kenzie Giora. She got the first hit of the game for Utica, came around to score their first run, also reached on an error. Here she is with 2 outs and a runner at third. First pitch swinging, grounded to Aria. Aria throws the first. Nice stretch by Ella for the putout, 1-3. But the Utica Junior Comets pick up a run, and after 4.5 innings, they lead 5-4. Coming up for the Monsters in the bottom of the 5th inning, it's Chevy, Liv, Kenzie, Lizzie, Aria, and then top of the order, Maddie, Hannah, Riley, and Ella again. All right. Well, the umpire interfered with the coming down. So, whatever. Here's Chevy. Chevy laces this one, third base line. Foul. She's a gripper and a ripper. Rips that one foul. So we are live here at Hopkins Road Park in Liverpool on, you guessed it, Hopkins Road. That pitch high, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's a 1-1 to Chevy. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Chevy. And Chevy fouls that one back and out of play. One ball, 2 strikes. Gigi Rafferty gets her pitch called into her. She deals. That one bounces in front of the plate, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that's foul back. Chevy spoils a beauty of a pitch. Staying alive. Two balls and two strikes to Chevy. And she reaches and fouls that one off. That one was probably a ball, but with two strikes, Chevy's got to protect. If she thinks it's close, she's got to get a piece of it. Here's the 2-2 pitch again to Chevy. That one bounces, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch to Chevy. Rafferty gets some run. I think this is going to be the 10th pitch of this at-bat, which typically favors the batter. The more pitches you see, the more likely you are to hit the next one. Here's the payoff pitch. And that one misses, ball 4. And Chevy reaches on a walk, a hard-earned walk for Chevy. That'll bring up Liv. Had a triple. In my book, she did. And she popped out to second. So runner on first. That's in there for a strike. 0-1 to Liv. There's the 0 pitch. Misses outside, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Liv. Chevy on first, no outs. And Liv fouls out off, 1-2. Bottom of the 5th inning, Monsters trail 5-4. Here in the first game of Championship Sunday. Monsters ranked second, or seeded second. The Utica Junior Comets seeded third. Winner, I think it's only a game after this. We will play the winner of this game. I think plays the winner of the next game, and that'll be that. I think we'll find out. Rafferty sets and deals to Liv, and Liv fouls out one off. You know, I'm not sure if it's 1-2 or 2-2. Let's see if the umpire tells us. He does not. My telegram will be received as soon as I learn Morse code. Here's the something in 2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's out number 1, and that'll bring up Kenzie. Kenzie has walked in both of her plate appearances. Big Mac hasn't made it past second base, though. She is with a runner on first and 1 out. Rafferty deals to Big Mac, and Big Mac punches this one off her fist, goes to the second base player, goes to short, on to first, not in time. So Big Mac hits into a fielder's choice, reaches on a fielder's choice. 4-6 went that put out for out number 2. So now with 2 outs and runner on first, here's Lizzie, the designated strike 1. 0-1. Looks like we're having some internet difficulties. Hopefully the internet comes back. And it does. I mean, we're in Liverpool. I have no idea why we wouldn't have outstanding cellular service here. Or one of the suburbs that's closest to the city of Syracuse. Here's the 0-1 to Lizzie. And she launches this one into center field. Center fielder takes an awkward route to it, but makes the grab for out number 3. So after 5 innings of play, it is 5-4 in favor of Utica. Coming up for the Utica Junior Comets in the top of the 6th inning, it's Abby Knackley, Gigi Rafferty, and Mia Ponte coming up. Top of the 6th, yeah. Yeah. I would actually. All right. First pitch, ground ball to Hannah. Hannah throws to first in time for out number 1. That'll bring up Gigi Rafferty, the pitcher. Rafferty got an RBI single back in the 2nd and came around to score. And then her last at-bat, she popped up to Gigi, the catcher. Went Gigi to Gigi. That pitch outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 from Aria. Swung on, popped up. Gigi dives. Oh, off her glove. What an attempt. 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike. Aria sets and deals. Change up outside, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to third, fielded by Chevy. Throw over to first in time. Out number 2, 5-3. That put out. So with 2 outs, that brings up Mia Ponte, the center fielder. Mia just ended the bottom half of the 5th inning with a nice catch in center. She has an RBI single back in the 2nd, and she grounded out to third. Lays down a bunt, and that goes straight back. Foul, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 from Aria to Mia. It's high, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Ponte. One ball and 1 strike. 5-4 ball game. That one is grounded. Foul. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on the center fielder. Aria Heath deals. Swung on, ground ball is short, fielded by a throw over to first is in time for out number 3. 1-2-3 goes the Utica Junior Comets in the top half of the 6th. They still lead 5-4. Coming up in the bottom of the 6th for the Monsters, it's Aria, Maddie, Hannah, Riley, and Ella. All right, here we go. Bottom of the 6th inning. In steps Aria Heath. First pitch misses, ball 1. One 0 swung on, ground ball to third. Foul, just foul. 1 ball, 1 strike on Heath. One ball and 1 strike on Aria Heath. That pitch misses outside, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike on Aria. That's in there. Call strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Heath. So Aria's got to protect the plate now. There's an imaginary box there called the strike zone, but the umpire has no imagination. So here's the 2-2. Aria reaches. Ball goes foul and stays foul. We'll do the 2-2 pitch again. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Rafferty. And Aria hits this right back to Rafferty. That's out number 1. So here comes Maddie up to the bat. Maddie's to bring up Hannah to the plate. Hannah was hit by a pitch and scored. He also walked, was stranded at second, as well as popped out to second. So she is 1 for... Where are we? Yeah, she's 1 for 1. First pitch is a strike. There's the 0-1. Hannah hits this one, punches into right field. Picked up by Lazaro. She throws this ball into her cutoff. And it's a 2-out single for Hannah Simmons. And she is 1 for 2 now. And that'll bring up Riley True. So hopefully Riley doesn't try to hit a home run over the fence and will settle for a double. Or she does hit one over the 310-foot fence. First pitch to Riley outside, ball 1. Hannah trying to force a throw in case it gets away. Rafferty deals. Riley hits a ground ball to short, and they go the short way. She takes it herself, 6 unassisted. Wheeler's choice, 6 unassisted. There's the 3rd out off of Riley's bat. So Monsters unable to do anything. Going into the top of the 7th inning for Utica, it's their last chance to try to put some more runs on the board. They have a 1-run lead. It is 5-4 in favor of the Utica Junior Comets here on field number 1 at Hopkins Road Ballpark. It's the number 9, the catcher, Mia Matat. First pitch from Aria misses, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 from Aria. That's in there. Call, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice curveball, broke back over the plate. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, ground ball, and Matt dives, throws the first, in time! What a play! Oh, Big Mac comes up big time! A whopper of a play by Big Mac. So with 1 out, we go to the top of the order. Here's Chloe Rowan. Aria deals. There's the bunt, and it goes straight foul. Strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another bunt goes in the air. Foul. Grabbed by Chevy in foul territory. 0-2 on Chloe Rowan. So she won't be bunting anymore. She's bunted out to Chevy, grounded out to Chevy, and then grounded out to Aria. Let's see if she grounds out to Chloe this time, making her way across the diamond. This one's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes on Rowan. That's in there. Call, strike 3. So with 2 outs, that brings up Hodgkinson. Hodgkinson lined out to right field, popped out to right field, and then got a single to right field. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 from Aria. Swung on. This goes to McKenzie at second. Throw to first. Not in time. Not in time. What a run. She beats that one out. That brings up Sheldon, who has popped out to second and hit 2 monster doubles to center field. Lord, I hope that center fielder moves back. Here's the first pitch. Check swing, call, strike 1. Hits this one, a little blooper right to Hannah. And that'll do it. Going into the bottom of the 7th inning, the Monsters trail by 1 run. It all comes down to this. Monsters trail by 1. If Utica can hold them off, they will move on. If the Monsters can come back here in the bottom of the 7th in comeback fashion, And it will be a tremendous, tremendous game. And you'll see some mad monster madness going on. It's Ella, Chevy, Liv, and Big Mac McKenzie coming up. Warm-ups are done. Here's Ella Precision. She's walked, singled, and popped out to left field. Chevy making her way over to the on-deck circle. She's the taller person walking next to Coach Dave. So Gigi Rafferty back in the circle for the bottom of the 7th inning. It doesn't get more exciting than this. First pitch, Ella swinging. Ground ball is short. Throw over to first is in time for out number 1. And that'll bring up Chevy to the plate. Liv moves into the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. High, ball 1. Chevy struck out, singled, and walked. She has not made it past first base. Here's the 1-0. High, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes on Chevy. Monsters trail by 1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rafferty has her sign. Rocks and deals. And Chevy pops this one up left field. Left fielder coming over. And the center fielder grabs it. Knocks the glove out of left fielder's hand. Somebody's got to call for that or somebody's going to get hurt. So there are 2 outs, and it all comes down to Liv. Liv has got to get on base. We need her to score. And we're going to check on the left fielder and make sure she's really okay. So coach is checking on her. He's asking for a second opinion. Wants mom or dad to come over and take a look and make sure that Abby Knackley is doing okay. I'm sure she's going to say she's fine because she's a competitor. She's getting checked over. She's got to convince mom on Father's Day that she's okay to play. Everybody's waiting with bated breath. I don't know who this pause favors, the batting team or the defending team, the fielding team. And she's all right. She convinced mom everything's going to be all right. Abby Rafferty showing that she can catch. All right, so 2 outs. We turn our attention to Liv. Let's go, Monsters! 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch to Liv, swings and fouls this one back and out of play, strike 1. Liv got cheated out of a triple. You know she wants payback for that. Let's see if that makes her more cautious or more aggressive. So far, it's more aggressive. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Rafferty. Liv swings at that one, 0-2. The Monsters are down to their final strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Rafferty gets her call. Sets and deals. And this is hit right at the shortstop, and that's it. Game over, and the Utica Junior Comets win this nail biter 5-4. And that'll do it. That means this Father's Day, my son lost his game in Oswego. Looks like Dad's playing golf this afternoon from the Hopkins Road Park in Liverpool, New York. This first game of the playoff bracket goes to the Utica Junior Comets as they win 5-4. It was a great weekend. Always fun being out here with the girls. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence. Please subscribe, and remember, don't wait for it to be a good day. A great day, everyone.